What's going on, guys? Welcome in to another episode of the Post-to-Post podcast. My name's Chris Ronan, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Matt Small.
Hey.
What's
How's
going on, buddy?
Doing?
We got a ton of crap to cover this week, man. Everything went down this week.
A lot. It was dry in the beginning of the week, but then as the week went on, I was writing down notes left and right. I was like, what do we do?
It's crazy, man. First of all, most importantly, congratulations to the U.S. World Juniors team on their gold medals, winning 2-0 over Canada. What do you think of that game? Did you watch it at all?
Spencer Knight slapped me across the face because remember I was kind of almost talking a little bit of shit about him. What episode was that we were talking about?
Yeah, and I think I said they might go with Wolf too. So I was dead wrong.
It's crazy. I mean, I think every team may have had rough starts because of the whole COVID thing, but it looks like all the teams warmed up, and all of a sudden you're starting to see these star players actually perform as the stars they actually are. So it was crazy to see.
One thing I noticed about the games, too, is I think Finland and Russia played a very certain style to their game. I think the U.S. played the best as a team together. Their speed was, unmatched, uncontested. Right. And I think Canada, with the matchups that they faced, they kind of went into this gold medal game, not, cocky, but I don't think they've been challenged. So that they ran into the powerhouse that was the U.S. this year.
And very glad to see. Very glad to see.
It's nice.
Yep.
It's nice. And I like the little statistic about the last 5 times that Canada's met the U.S., they won the first time for gold medal games, and the U.S. won the next 4. Every time that the U.S. and Canada met for gold medal games.
Oh, it's nuts.
U.S. is 4 out of 5, which is nuts. I never would have guessed that.
Wow.
It's
crazy the little facts that they have after the game. What do you guys find?
Yeah, they get so in-depth with the stats. You would never be able to Google this stuff,
right.
One other thing, dude, on the arms of the jersey and on the helmets, man, I wanted Chipotle so bad watching them play, dude. That ad, think about what that's going to do in the NHL when they have these ads on their helmets, man.
You texted me at least a handful of times. Because I knew you were watching a World Juniors game because you would text me and goes, dude, I want Chipotle so bad right now. I'm like, I wonder if you're watching the World Juniors.
They brought back that limited carne asada too. That stuff's bomb. The other thing I wanted to say too is Askarov with Russia going home medalless. I said that he was going to be the stud this thing, and
all of a sudden it just everything switched.
Yeah,
it is nuts.
Yeah. I think Russia got kind of fed up with themselves. Like I said, I think they were playing into their coach's style. Whatever he said to do, they were trying to execute, and they couldn't do it. One thing about Askarov too, I thought he looked very jumpy. A lot of the comments I've seen is this guy played half the game without a stick. He's always trying to find his stick.
Right.
So that's what I had out of it.
The one thing about these, I'm going to say kids because they're actually kids.
Man. They're 16 to what, 19?
Yeah.
I think it's U20.
They're still unbelievable for their age. They're pros. They're prospects at this point. So they have Askarov starts off great, and at the end, we have a totally different perception of him.
Yeah.
It's all going to come with more and more years of maturing through these pro years in hockey.
And honestly, becoming a man too, putting on muscle and building up. They're scrawny now. They're just kids,
One thing I loved about Askarov, I don't know if you saw this post game, is it was the Finland finish, right?
Yeah, they lost to the Finns.
And I don't know if he did this just for him, but he kind of walked up to the blue line, just kind of sat there and just kind of watched them. And I think it might have been a mental thing for him to say, hey, next year I want to be them and not be where I am this year.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. The other cool thing, did you see this about it was 6 different players on Team Canada and Team USA. They're playing in the gold medal game. All 6 of them have to get on the same plane back to California because they're prospects for LA and Anaheim. So after one team beats the other, they gotta some of the guys are going nuts, super pumped, and the other guys are super depressed.
Yeah, really.
They all get on the same plane to go to California,
right,
and some of them play together.
Yeah,
if you're I just beat you for the gold medal, and now we're on the same team. You know what I mean? Just a weird dynamic you don't consider.
You gotta. Well, yeah, the dynamic too, but. Sorry, no, you're right. The dynamic. My brain's going a mile a minute here with what I want to say. They could become best friends, but can you imagine the trash talk? After they get warmed up with each other.
Or how about if they're prospects on the same team, the chemistry that they're going to have now after playing with each other and that,
Right.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
We also wanted to talk about World Juniors and the captains giving out the medals.
Yeah, that was super cool. I think it's something they should honestly do every year. So because of COVID, they usually have a certain official that gives out the medals to all these guys. And this year, because of COVID, they had the team captain, I think his last name's York, the defenseman for the U.S., was giving them all the medals, and the GM of the team as well, putting the medals on them personally.
I loved that. Yeah, that was great. They should definitely do that more often.
Yeah. One thing, I don't know if I sent it to you, funniest clip of all time to me. It's so, like, the biggest, like, letdown, like, worst sportsmanship I've ever seen in my life. I think it's a Swede. They lose in the gold medal game and they get silver.
Mm-hmm.
Did I send you this?
Yeah, I think so. One of the players throws that
player-
gold medal or the silver medal or whatever,
Yeah.
like over the stands.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want this shit.
Oh, man. They lose in the gold medal game and he takes the silver medal off and just chucks it in the stands. Oh, my God. And some, like, I think it's a U.S. fan. He's wearing a U.S. jersey. Just like some schmuck, some fat, like, bald 40-year-old just wearing a silver Olympic medal.
As you were telling me about that, I remember it now because it's not like COVID time. It's like they had like
it's weird to see them in the stands, right?
Yeah, they had like because where was it? Was it Russia they were in at that?
I couldn't tell you that
somewhere,
year.
but they it was two women that were like giving out the medals, and I remember the player grabbed it and just like chucked it over like the stands and just skated away. I was like, oh boy.
Oh, how about shout out to the female video coach on the U.S. team, first women to ever get an Olympic gold medal. A world junior. I keep saying Olympic. I think it might have been the Olympics when the Swedes did it. I'm not 100%, but when the guy chucked the silver.
Oh, I'll have to look into that.
But
just remembered it.
shout out to her getting the first World Juniors gold medal for a woman ever. That's
awesome.
really cool, isn't
Great
it?
for her. Great for her. What's next on the list here? So we've gone through the World Juniors. We got the Chipotle that made you hungry. Great advertising, by the way, since it made you hungry. The more you texted me about that, the more I was like, this is advertising done right.
Right.
You're going to go to Chipotle and you're going to spend money there.
Big ad, too. All the divisions for the COVID league or the COVID season are all sponsored by someone. I think we have like Mass Life or something like that.
Oh, really?
For like the East Division, they're all sponsored by someone. I think Honda's the West, and some company paid to sponsor the entire division.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Huh.
But big news here in Boston. Bergeron named team captain.
Before we get to Bergie, I feel like you wanted to go on a little tangent there about Askarov. I know we were talking about that.
He just went home medalist. I went on that.
That was it?
What'd you think?
I feel like you're going to go even more so than that. I was curious because you're like, I'm going to go on a tangent. I'm like, all right, I want to see where you're going.
No, just the fact that I talked him up so high, everyone talked him up so high, and then he leaves one medalist and two just didn't look good overall. Just sloppy goaltending, just panicky, jumpy, always losing his stick. I don't know. That's all I really had on
I
that.
thought you were going to do what I'm going to do tonight.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. All right. I'm taking it up a notch for my little rant that I'm going to go on tonight. But let's get into better news because Bergie, buddy, 20th captain.
Yeah, Bruins history.
Boston Bruins history.
Maybe 21st though, because I saw that they gave Marchand the captaincy for a quick second there. That was hilarious,
and then
wasn't
he gave it away. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my
So
God.
they put a little joke on the locker room. They had them announce the captain, and obviously everyone knows Bergeron's going to get it.
Right.
And they're like, we're going to call someone up here. We know he deserves it. You know, he's been working hard. Marchand, get up here.
Yeah. Marshy being Marshy. And I love how management went with. I guarantee you it was probably Marchand that wanted to do it. And they're just yeah, we'll do it. So, just Marshy being Marshy. I know the rest of the league hates him, but, as a player, as a guy, just in real life, he's just, a great guy. And you could see it in there, just kind of messing around and be like, there's no other guy on that team that deserves that C.
Yeah, and once the joke's done, it's just all professionalism from Bergeron.
Right.
It's so funny.
It's unbelievable.
It looks like scripted. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like the way that he is. It's awesome.
He came up. He wasn't fist bumping or anything. He just he took it and he goes, "Listen, guys, it's not about the C on the jersey. It's just about the spokes B.
Mhm.
And we're here as a team. We're here to play to our best abilities and stuff." And he's very happy that he got the C, but he's all professionalism. He's ready to go. And that's the type of guy you want on your team as the captain.
Yep.
Where he doesn't take the C and gets on his high horse. He takes that C and realizes we're going to still, whether the C or not, we're going to play as a team. We're going to play well.
And I think Bruin fans should really appreciate that we have this going on and not the drama that's going on with, like I said, St. Louis, Tarasenko, and O'Reilly. Something like that. It could happen,
Right.
It's just personalities meshing, mixing. But
How old are they, do you know?
Tarasenko and O'Reilly?
Yeah.
Tarasenko's younger. I want to say maybe 28, and I'm going to guess that O'Reilly's maybe 32. I'm going to pull up the answer for us while you go.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny NHL hockey years, too, because old is what we're talking about, 32 and 28. And both of them look old as shit with, the beards and everything, too. But off ice, old that looks like them, is like 45.
Wow. Ryan O'Reilly's 29. He does look older.
Are
with
you
the beard.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Really?
He's 29, and so is Tarasenko, same age.
Wow.
That's pretty funny, right?
Bit of a bit more maturing for them if they're gonna fight over a seat like that.
Ryan O'Reilly hasn't commented anything. It's just Tarasenko
It's just
talking to the
Tarasenko
media.
going over it.
I think he does need some more maturing, but O'Reilly is just professionalism. I mean, when they met in the finals that year, I think O'Reilly and Bergeron were just like the same player, just the captaincy that they have, the professionalism, the game that they play on the ice. They play a 200-foot game, you know?
Mm-hmm. So something I wanted to talk about, and it's going to be a little rant here, and I don't really care about it. I wanted to discuss this, but Chris was kind of against it when I brought it up to him because we already talked about Rask. But the big thing why I want to talk about this is how people talk and judge goalies based off of them not playing the game, not knowing the position. And you get a lot. It's not going to be just Rask. I'm sure every other state, they have their sports radio hosts that just like, oh, why can't Fleury do this? So I'm sure during that whole Binnington run, I'm sure there was some radio host that just like, he's terrible doing this and this. Like, why can't you just stop the puck? This week, 98.5 Sports Hub, I was listening to Felger and Mass, and they went on this absolute rant of how Rask is terrible. And I had to make like a list and just to talk about it. Throughout the little rant that they had, they were constantly complaining about Tuukka leaving the bubble because of family issues, but they were saying they can't comment on it. But they said they can't comment on it all the time, which means they're constantly complaining about it in that sense. He came out and said he was caught in the middle. He wanted to be there playing, but knew that he had back home with his daughter was even more important than he needed to be there for her, right?
Yep. She was, I mean, not to get into it, but she was like rushed from his home in an ambulance. Yeah.
So, as a parent, what would you rather be? Stuck in a bubble or be...
It's about where you need to be, you know?
It's
not where you want to be. You need to be where you need to
exactly. be. And Tuukka Rask came out actually this week, and he was saying that it was just difficult. He wanted to be on the ice with the Bruins and playing, but he realized family comes first with his daughter and everything going on, and he needed to be home for that. If it wasn't COVID times, it wasn't like this, I'm sure he might be, I don't know if he'd still be playing, but...
He would at least probably come back once everything was set.
Right.
But since he's leaving the bubble, he's leaving the bubble.
He leave the bubble and can't go.
Mm-hmm. Not that they made it much further, but
so
go
they
on.
kept complaining about that. Like, they kept breaking him down over that. And then I guess they found out that Rask was golfing back home. And... like, I had a talk with my girlfriend as they were talking about that, because they were talking about, oh, he didn't golf just once. He golfed, like, several times. If you're going to golf, you could play hockey. And I'm like, just shut up. Like, golfing and being in a bubble in Toronto is two different things. Golfing at home, if something happened with his daughter or her family, all it is a call away where he can be right there.
And also, if it's still an issue once he's back home and he can't go back to the bubble, like it's all like, I guess I would say taken care of, or like the daughter's okay if he's out golfing. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like he's like, oh, I gotta go home. All right, we're at the hospital. She's in the hospital. I'm gonna go golf.
Yeah, I'm gonna go golf. Yeah. It's not like that. And again, like what I said, like it's just a call away where he's in Boston. He could be with his family if anything were to come up. And he also came out and said as soon as he did come back, like right away in August, he was going to the Warrior Ice rink in the gym and constantly training for it, constantly watching the games, getting ready for it. So he wasn't going home not doing anything. He was training in the Warrior Ice arena. He was doing his little golf thing, just like probably more exercise or just to get his mind off of everything.
Golf's a big mental thing too. Like, one, get your mind off of it, but two, as a goalie, like goalie's a big mental sport. So, I mean, golfing is very similar in that regard. There's a lot of things that you can do mentally to screw up your golf game.
Exactly. So Tuukka came out and said, I have no intention to play anywhere else than the Bruins. So if I'm good enough to play 1, 2, 3 more years, then so be it. If not, then so be it. So that's where my head's at, which is a quote from Tuukka Rask this week. Felger and Mass took that and rewarded it and put words in his mouth as they claimed throughout that statement that Tuukka doesn't want to play for Boston anymore, that he's done playing and doesn't want to play. And after all that, they ended up saying, "See ya, good riddance." And like my blood was already boiling at that point, and that's not what Tuukka said. So at this point, you're rewording stuff. You're trying to make yourself look like you're right when you're wrong. He literally came out and said, I want to play for Boston. If I'm good enough to play for Boston and they sign me, that's good. I'm going to keep playing. But if I'm not good enough and they don't sign me, then that's going to be my career. He's not saying he doesn't want to play. He's saying he wants to play to his best ability for as long as he can with the Bruins, and he wants to retire with the Bruins. It's the dedication like that, and for how great of a goalie he is, that's all that screams. And they sat there and reworded that entire thing to make him seem like this asshole that just like doesn't want to play for the Bruins, is just like giving up and like he's done. I'm like, stop talking about things that you don't know. Like, stick to like Brady and like the football and stuff. Like you talked about this too. They just do it to get people riled up.
Yeah, so that was my main thing. Like, there's nothing that you said that I don't agree with. I just don't think that we should spend our time talking about them when on their specific Wikipedia page it says the show is known for its negative demeanor towards local sports teams, hot takes, and willingness to go after local teams and players. That's just what they do to drum up an audience and to get attention and just piss off the Boston fans so they can make fun of them. That's just it. And we're just feeding into it at this point.
Not only does it actually piss me off, but they're actually talking from people. Both of them don't play hockey. They don't know the position.
Going into that, Felger is the host of pregame and postgame coverage for the Bruins, which I didn't know. So he's a little bit more knowledgeable on hockey. But Felger's more of the guy that takes something and spins it and makes it as hot of a take as possible.
Yeah.
You know. And then Maserati, he's probably more of like, if Felger's a play-by-play guy, Maz is like a color guy. So he's just like the side guy. But Maz is more baseball. He's super knowledgeable about baseball. But my thing is, we shouldn't be diving in on these two because they're not hockey guys. We know that. They're doing this intentionally, and we just gave them what they wanted.
Here's why I'm more upset about that, though. Because you say, they spin it and everything. But how many listeners do they get on the radio show? How many people do...
They're 2 to 6. Everybody listens to them.
Everyone listens to them, right? So everyone who's listening to them shit on Rask is gonna believe what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So now all they're doing is farming these Rask haters throughout Boston for absolutely no reason.
Yep.
I get what they're doing. They're trying to rile people up. But at the same time, they're getting people to believe in what they're saying, which is false.
Yep.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
There's guys like this in every city. That's just local sports radio. They do what they can to get clicks and views. It's just media in general, in honesty, you know.
Right. And I wanted to get that off my chest. I'm sure there's many other people from around like the country and stuff that want to get stuff off their chest. They love a player, and a sports radio host is just trash talking them for no reason. But I wanted to bring that up for how disrespected and demeaned the goalie community is when it comes to that. At one point they're just like, how hard is it? Rask was talking about Zdeno Chara leaving the team, and he says how he was a big part of him and defense-wise. And they were complaining about him just stop the puck. Like, why is it so difficult for you to just stop the puck? I'm like, it's not that easy. It's not how that works. And again, right back to what I was just saying is all you're doing is farming these Rask haters and people who don't understand the position.
If anything, they're farming these people that aren't hockey fans and creating that. Because the hockey fans that are hockey fans know that Tuukka Rask the top 3 goalie in the friggin' league.
Right.
Like, they're blatantly wrong. Like, there's no one that is an actual hockey fan or Bruins fan that agrees with this. So the only thing that they're doing is taking people that don't like hockey and giving them something to get into the sport with. You know what I mean?
Right.
To have an opinion about the sport. I don't know.
Right.
I
like your take on it. I do. I appreciate it. But at the time when I was writing this
down,
I
absolutely understand it. I see both
up.
sides entirely.
Right. So I did want to get that off my chest and kind of express it because as long as we have a platform and I can express stuff to people, I'm going to do it. And maybe people can be on our side with things like this.
I guarantee you all of the fans here of our show are on our side. They're here for hockey, and they understand that Tuukka Rask is top 3 in the league out of 31 teams, and what else is there to say?
Exactly. You know? Exactly. All right, moving on from that, the whole Rask debacle there. We have the Stars who have made news this week. in COVID. The 6 players and 2 staff members went out with COVID, and they're saying that they won't start the season any earlier than January 19th. So
6-day delay.
6-day delay.
Yeah, I don't think they were scheduled to play on the 13th, but 5-day delay. Same difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is just stage 1 of what's going to be a debacle this season because they're not doing a bubble, which I don't think they should. You can't ask that of players to be away from their families for 6 months.
Right. Vancouver not too, right? That's what we talked about. Vancouver's not doing a bubble either?
No one's doing a bubble. Everyone is playing the game. What do you mean?
I'm getting confused with I just got confused with the bubble. We were talking about the World Juniors and Vancouver that we talked about, saying we're going to play our home games at home. Remember?
Yep, right,
okay.
right.
Sorry, I just got confused.
So they're doing it like the MLB and the NFL, which you can't really do anything else. So just do it and see what happens. And this is what's sadly going to happen. You know, we're going to see a lot of this around the season. There's stuff going on in the NFL right now. I think the Browns are still trying to get a game played. Some I don't know the logistics of it, but there's been a game delay for a few weeks, I think. So yeah, I mean, this is just bad news bears on the first week.
Right. Unfortunate. And hopefully, you know, I don't know what they do. The staff members, I'm sure they can get more staff members, but the six players is huge. So, like, what do you think about this? Like, if Dallas is going to be like this, what other teams do you think are going to go down like this?
It's going to happen all through the season. It is what it is. That's why we have those taxi squads. What are you going to do? I'm honestly surprised that they're delaying it. I would have said, okay, we're down 6 guys and 2 staff members.
Keep going.
Pull the taxi squad. We're good.
Well, what they were doing was they shut down the entire arena.
Oh yeah,
to
7 to 10 days and
disinfect
clean,
everything too. So and put everyone in quarantine. So
I wonder if they're practicing.
No,
right?
I don't think they are.
They're going cold into the season.
I think so.
That's brutal.
But we'll definitely learn more throughout next week or the following week on what's going on, because I think I just read about this today or yesterday. I think it was just today that this came out, so we'll be learning more about it throughout the week. It's unfortunate, and I think we will be seeing more teams like this go down.
Yeah, it sucks because I've been getting so riled up, excited about the season. There's all this news going on around the league, and then
bam, I saw this, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is a reality! Like this could happen."
Yeah, I mean it is happening, you know.
Yeah,
so it sucks.
Yeah, for sure. We want to get into the scrimmages. Have you been watching any of the scrimmages at all?
No, I mean that doesn't really interest me for some reason. It's just kind of practice. I don't know.
I mean, like no hockey forever. It's just been like I've been watching it.
It's something.
And
for me, the World Juniors like filled that hunger for a bit, you know.
No, what I've been watching it for is all the goalies we talked about, all the divisions we talked about, a couple that didn't make the list that we had on the list, and new additions and everything. So I was watching them. The unfortunate part about all this is all the scrimmages games, all the jerseys doesn't have any names on them. So you're like, who the hell's that?
Yeah. They're just like blue jerseys, white jerseys, black jerseys, and white helmets.
Like, oh, okay. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
With that said, throughout watching all these scrimmages, I think I should talk about the True Gish. Should we talk about
No, you just started on scrimmages. Why would you change topics?
Well,
just do the scrimmages.
Okay, we'll start on the scrimmages. Well, because also this is kind of on the list. Well, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
So
why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't know. We got a lot to talk about. So through the scrimmages, I watched the Oilers scrimmage a game. And there was a breakaway with the defender behind him, and we're going to try to put what I'm talking about on the screen here.
You should pull it up for us, too, because I want to break it down and watch it like slowly.
Okay.
While it happens.
I think I got it up right here. So it was a...
Is there a way to change the play speed on YouTube? Can we do this at 1.5?
Oh, my God.
No, I'm just kidding. Can we do it at like slow-mo, though?
Yeah, so this is it. I don't think there is.
So we got a shit-ass turnover by the defenseman.
Right.
A nice breakout pass. That's beautiful. Good setup. D-man gets caught.
Yeah, so like we just said, the D gets caught. In that breakaway, though, the D-man, I get that they're both teams. They're not like... They're trying hard, but not hard, hard. You know what I'm talking about?
They're not going to hurt each other over
So
it.
the defenseman in the back is kind of like giving him like a little slash, and what he's doing is kind of just like going over like left and right, kind of tapping him. And my question is, after watching that, I kind of like we went back and kind of rewatched it, especially in a goalie's perspective, because I've had it before, and there's been times where my D-man's trying to help out, but I think it's like the waving of the stick that like destroys my focus. Like I'll like look at that and then just like completely lose focus. I've been turned upside down like through stupid stuff like that. And what's your take on that?
I'm actually just pulling it up again right now. I want to really break it down here. So while this guy's in, you said he's waving his stick around, but what I see, he goes for a normal chop before
Right.
the player's coming into the zone to try and jab that puck off of his stick.
Right.
The player coming in on the breakaway is a left-handed shot. So he goes left to right, makes that one chop, brings the stick down on the left side of the player. The player's going over to his forehand, can't reach him there, so he reaches to the other side while the player's on his backhand, tries to get under him there, can't do it, comes back to the forehand and goes for the stick lift and couldn't get it. So the stick was poke, chop, and then tried to stick lift.
Right.
So it wasn't really a back and forth thing that I see. I see it as the defenseman hustling, trying to back check to help his goalie. Tried to poke it away, obviously, to prevent the breakaway to begin with. Couldn't get him one way, couldn't get him the other, and forced him to one side. So the goalie knows he has to go to this side.
Right.
And then just couldn't get the stick lift off. Because if he gets that stick lift off, that's not even a shot.
Right.
Like then you don't even have to worry about where the puck is.
No.
But
my question to you was, with all that stick movement, would that like mess with your focus, and all of a sudden like you'd kind of be paying attention to his stick for a second, and have to go back and refocus on the puck?
Not me, because when I'm dealing with that, I'm watching puck, but I'm also watching the hips of the player.
Mm-hmm.
The obviously the offensive player, not the defensive player. The defensive player is just white ice background,
Mm-hmm.
So when he comes in like that, and I'm watching his hips, I can tell, the defenseman is forcing his hand one way or the other,
Right.
and as a goalie, you just kind of have to figure it out and see that he only has this shot, he only has that shot, and
Right.
play it. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Like it's him trying to help, and I'm never gonna complain about it. I'm not gonna be like, hey, what? Like if that does bother you, what do you do?
I would say it's half and half with me, because there's times where like it doesn't bother me, but like if the speed is like crazy coming down and there's a lot going on, and all of a sudden you see like a stick kind of just moving around, it like there's times where like I'm looking at that rather than the puck, because it just like it catches my attention, and then I just get shitted on.
But then, what is your solution?
To after that,
The whole situation. What are you doing to fix that next time?
just I think to focus next time is to realize that that's my D-man. He's not coming after me. He's not doing that on purpose to screw me up. I should look up and realize that's my D guy, and now focus on the player at hand coming down on that breakaway. I think that'll be my next move. A lot of times I do it. It's just like what I'm just saying is like there are times where like the stick kind of like flails a little too crazy that like it just catches your eye and screws you up a bit.
I can see it. It doesn't happen to me, but my main point in having you explain it is there's nothing else you can do other than fix yourself and focus. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because you can't be like, hey man, don't do that next time.
Yeah.
The D-man will be like, what
Are you
the hell?
kidding me?
Trying to do my job out here.
All right,
You're
I'll
telling me
let him go.
don't worry about it?
All right.
Just let him have a free breakaway, and you're all right. Enjoy, buddy. Get dusted.
We're gonna keep going with the scrimmages here. We talked about the new NHL rule about two episodes ago for the blue line, where the leg doesn't have to be on the ice as long as it can be lifted, and as long as it's on the blue line, you're good. Throughout the scrimmages, I kind of started paying attention, especially trying like real hard to the point of like pausing and just seeing how some of the guys do it. And these guys, they've been playing for years and years and years, so this is all just like they're not thinking about it.
And I think it's going to be something that you'll see changes in the next generation of players, maybe like 5-10 years down the
Right.
line.
Exactly, because I was still watching like a bunch of like foot drags on the ice to go through to get past the blue line. One player, which is kind of funny to me, and he's still a young player to me. Elias Pettersson, how old is he?
Elias Pettersson is probably
18, 19
no. I'm
at
going to
this
say
point?
22.
He's still young. Oh, has it been that long? I know he was young. He was like 18 when he came into the league, right?
Oh snap!
Oh man,
Google. 22.
22. Wow,
I'm
22.
pretty good at that. I don't know why.
Nailed it.
I don't know why. They're all just guesses. I have no clue.
Still a young kid.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Young kid, and he's the first that I saw. He was the first player that I saw that lifted his leg. He came through with the stride, had his leg up, and the difference between dragging your leg and coming into the zone versus what Pettersson did with his leg up is night and day. He flew into the zone.
He's really fast to begin with.
He's really fast, exactly. So the fact that he's already like gotten used to like having his leg up with like that new rule is going to be insane. I think you'll see a lot. After watching all those, though, I did have kind of a thought where it'll be interesting to see the chances missed because of a player dragged versus the chances that happened because they were able to keep their stride. So I think we might see that throughout this whole new season.
The other thing is, like you said, these guys have been playing so long. That's just what they do. So they're going to drag that leg. And I think they're really, honestly, just learning how to, let's say they're coming up on the right wing. The player on the left wing has the puck about to go into the blue line and makes that little move where you have to buy some time. They're trying to keep as much momentum as possible, so they're buzzing straight for that blue line. They see that he's making that last second move, so he's not going in the zone. Mm-hmm. What they do is they come left and keep that left skate outside of the zone and keep that forward momentum so that when they can break in, they just keep the speed rather than like just smashing the brakes. Then he goes in, and now I got to build up my momentum again. So I think it's just something that we'll see change over time. Like, it's going to take a long time. It's almost like a mutation in the wild, you know?
Right. I guess should I keep going with this? We throughout, this whole week has been scrimmages, and I can't stop watching it. I know you're different with it, but I can't get enough of it. One thing that I did notice, I was watching the Washington Capitals practice, scrimmage game or practice, whatever the hell you want to call it. And one thing I did notice, which is not on here, is that Chara had short shifts. I know it's just like a scrimmage thing, but like knowing that Chara left because he wanted more ice time, I was kind of paying attention to that, and it was like short shifts. Like you saw him come on and just get off. So I don't know if it's just. I don't know. It's just I know it's just like a scrimmage game, but it was something to think about. Anyway, there's this goalie that was in net. His name is Vitek Vanacek. He'll actually be backing up Ilya Samsonov this season, and I had to look him up. He has no NHL experience whatsoever. Actually, this past postseason, he backed up Holtby, but didn't get any playing time.
Yeah, it's postseason. They're not going to play him unless they need to.
They actually need him. After I heard that, I'm like, you have Phoenix Copley, who has way more experience than he. I don't get why.
Yeah, I think he was one of the guys that both of us were actually looking forward to seeing. Like some of these names, we were like, we don't really know much, but like Phoenix Copley was one that we wanted to see more of.
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out why like Vitek or Vanacek, I don't get how he got that spot.
He probably just showed up and showed it.
Just got it. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see him. It'll be interesting to see any of his games this new season coming up. He's a name that I should look up. He wasn't on any of the lists. The list that we had for like the goal, he wasn't on there at all.
We didn't notice him at all.
So we didn't notice him. So I'd be curious to look him up and see what it is. He was playing for the Hershey Bears and all that for 5 seasons, I believe, when I looked him up.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's like nothing too crazy on him. So interesting move by Washington. Also, I got to see. Keep wanting to say Freddie Anderson, but it's not. It's Craig Anderson. He was up there I keep wanting to say trial. Yeah, to check it out, and you could tell they kind of had. The camera was on him for like at least 15 minutes, just like as he's like stretching before getting on the game, and you could tell he's really trying to get mentally into it. Like he wants to get back into it. I know he's had a rough go, and he wants to find that team again. But he also that scrimmage didn't look too good either. So I don't know what's gonna happen with him.
Damn! While we're there, actually talking PTO. Reportedly, Hoffman and the Blues are expected to reach a 1-year deal off of his PTO. Mike Hoffman the player.
Oh, yep.
Crazy. I was doing a couple fantasy hockey drafts this week, and I just left him. I kept passing him. I was like, no, I don't know. Like he seemed like I thought he was going to be one of those like blackballed guys because of what he did to Carlson and his wife.
Right.
Like I kind of thought he wouldn't get a shot, but I mean a 1-year contract I could see. But that guy's nasty. Like he's sick at hockey. Like as bad as what he did was, like I would like to see him play. Like he's that good, So that's all I had on that. I thought it was interesting that he might be signed.
Be interesting.
And I'm pissed that I passed over him on fantasy.
So for anyone like me watching all these scrimmage games and the practices and everything, you're gonna see a lot of sorry. You're gonna see a lot of where am I on this thing? Sorry. Be more professional, me. You're gonna see a lot of true gear from goalies. You're gonna see true pads, gloves, blockers, the whole thing. And I knew True and like the LaFarve pads looked very familiar, and I'm like, is this like a new brand or whatever? So I actually ended up looking it up.
Wait, did you not? You knew True before this, right?
I knew True before this, but I didn't know that like late September, LaFarve and LaFarve's contract with CCM ended.
Yep.
And I didn't know that LaFarve, like I said, late September, ended up partnering up with True.
This was news to me this week too. I saw this as well. But I knew them from their forward sticks is typically what I see.
Yep.
Like player sticks.
Yep.
Goalie sticks too, right? I don't think I've ever seen goalie pads. But
yeah, they do goalie sticks. No, there's no. I went on their website, both True and LaFarve, and LaFarve still has like their CCM brand pads up.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, True still has just like the player sticks and goalie sticks. But again, like this is all, especially with like a new thing like this, you're only going to see the pros doing it. It's all figuring things out, but a lot of the pros are wearing it. You got Bennington switching over. You got Fleury, Price, Gibson, Copley. I mean, the list goes on. Hellebuck, Bennington. I don't know if I already said that already. So you're going to see it all over. So it's basically LaFarve pads that are True. I'm curious to see more about them, if they changed anything now that they're with True. Still, I tried like Googling it and I couldn't find any more information on like if they changed anything with like the gloves, blockers, pads, and everything. But it'll be cool to see like find someone on YouTube that can break it down. Because you know how goalie pads, like especially Bauer now, it's totally different now. Everything's like everything's just straps and like
they're so light too. Those new Bauers are sick.
It's unbelievable. So, for anyone who doesn't know, just get ready to see a bunch of true gear, but just know it's basically LaFarve. You got something up there?
Yeah, I just pulled something up that I remembered. We talked about NHL outdoor games, and they announced this week, I believe, that we're going to have 2 outdoor games on Lake Tahoe in Nevada. Golden Knights and Colorado Avalanche on February 20th, and Flyers and Bruins on February 24th. I thought that was freaking awesome. Like, on a full lake, dude. Like, these pictures look unreal. Like, it's going to be sick when they're playing there. Like, it's just a nasty resort in Nevada. That'll be really cool.
Super on NHL 21. That reminds me of the ice they have on there. Get the lake and everything.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool.
The threes and stuff that they do, just outdoor. It's cool.
That's cool. So
you haven't played me yet. Are you gonna get a PS Plus? I think this is the week that I'm gonna spring.
I have PS Plus. I've had PS Plus.
Oh, good. Well, one of our Discord members actually sent me a link for 2 years of PS Plus for half price.
We're gonna have to shit on him.
Yeah. I mean, I'll buy it and then
just wreck him.
Yeah, wreck him, not shit on him. Like, guy just saved me $60.
All right, we'll keep it down to like 5 goals, right? Yeah.
Gentleman's lead, right?
I feel like we've talked about almost everything we want to talk about. I know there's a lot, and we kind of went through it pretty quick, but
there's so much going on there. It's crazy.
There's also so much that, like, probably right now there's probably new news.
I think the next big thing was Joe Thornton being on the first line. I tweeted that out earlier this week.
That's
playing with, is it Marner and Matthews?
It's Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews.
Yeah, crazy.
Which is insane.
Like, I can't imagine that Thornton's going to be, keeping pace with those guys. He's going to be a good assist guy, but
it'll be funny.
He'll probably just be racking up points.
He'll be that guy. He'll be that wing
sitting out front.
Yeah,
feed me.
Yeah. Or
you guys skate hard. I'll be out front of the net. Just hit my stick.
Or just kind of hanging it back, just like passing it to him. Like, you guys got it.
Nuts.
You're looking up the
yeah, sorry, I'm just pulling up the line. It's Thornton, Matthews and Marner on the first line.
and then
It's wild, man. Like Patrick Marleau's probably bullshit. He's like, those are my boys. I wanted to play with them, and now he's back in San Jose, and Thornton went to them.
What else do we got? I know we talked about a lot.
I liked the other thing that I liked, if you want me to, was Ryan Reeves' cameo.
Oh,
Some
my God.
fan made his
So
name
good.
like Chip and
So
paid for a
good.
cameo from Ryan Reeves, which is probably like, I'd say probably like anywhere from like $80 to like $200, and wanted him to wish Tom good luck this season. And Ryan Reeves is like, look, man, I did my research. I know who you are. You're a Cavs fan. Don't fuck with me. It's just such a good video, man. It's awesome.
He's like, I'm the king at this.
Yeah.
Don't
So good.
don't try.
They wanted to wish, obviously, Tom Wilson a happy season, and Revo and Wilson go at it all the time.
Right.
It's hilarious, though, man.
I can't wait. I can't wait for this new season to start. There's so many things that I think when it starts, I think we're just gonna remember about, like, just the NHL in general, like the Battle of Alberta, and just
Oh
seeing
yeah,
that
or like,
just
oh,
constantly.
he's there. He's now on this team. Like, seeing how they play together.
Right.
56 games, like shortened season. I mean, because I saw something too. I think it was an article, and they were like, "Oh, the first 10. I forget who it was, but the first 10 games, like you can kind of like play them, and oh well, it didn't go that well, and then you really kick it into overdrive. Like these teams have to come out of training camp gunning
Right
to get those points, and Dallas Stars aren't playing until the 19th. So
No.
you know what I mean?
Actually, speaking about gunning and ready to go, we've talked about Kazmir Kaskasuo before, but he just posted a video yesterday.
Oh, I think I know where you're going.
And the Admirals, that's the Nashville Predators barn team, right? Am I wrong? I feel like I'm wrong.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Sorry. I'm like, for anyone who doesn't know, it is now 11:21 at night on Friday. I woke up Thursday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning and still haven't slept since. So this has been a fun podcast.
So Matt was going to go on about 3 of the 31 AHL clubs have opted out of this season because of AHL clubs opted out of this season because of the COVID pandemic. The Charlotte Checkers, the Milwaukee Admirals, and the Springfield Thunderbirds. So Kaskasuo was with the Admirals. I think the Checkers are the Blues team for some reason, and I forget who the Springfield are.
No, the Charlotte Checkers are not the Blues. They're the Carolina Hurricanes barn team. On that topic, what it does to the players too is that Kazmir came out and he's just like scared because he doesn't know what to do. They're out.
Florida Panthers affiliate, Charlotte Checkers. It used to be Carolina.
Oh, it used to be Carolina.
Yeah, they realigned the AHL's teams. That's why I knew it was Carolina, but I knew it wasn't at the same time.
That's something we gotta get better at.
And
is,
some
like,
of these
AHL.
some of these AHL teams have deals with other teams for like their top prospects are still going to play.
Right.
I don't know if Kaskasuo falls into that, but some of these players are still going to get ice time on other teams' AHL teams, which is interesting. Like,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, so
so like
there's
the
been
stuff?
stories about it. Like they have agreements. Someone was on another podcast about it, saying basically, I was this team's AHL guy, and since they weren't, I don't know what happened. He was able to go to a different AHL team and play with them and grow and develop. But it's weird because they're like, basically like, hey, we're gonna make sure your guy gets to grow and play and
Right.
become a good player, and then here's your guy back. I don't know what they get out of it. Doesn't seem like smart. It's like, why would I want to help this guy?
Why would I wanna? I don't know.
Right?
I guess in a sense, for like a business perspective, they might be able to pick guys that might be on like their last year for the contract and be like,
Oh, and
maybe
then
we can try
yeah.
these guys out, and if we do like them, be like, hey, let's go for
Or
them.
if like they're like, hey, the player really enjoyed it here, maybe he'll look to us next season.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's cool.
Might be all business perspective.
Yeah.
This again, I can't wait to get this thing moving. So one thing I did see was a bunch of teams playing January 14th. What games are playing January 13th?
January 13th, I sent you the picture. Let me pull it up right now. We do have 5 games on tap that night. The first game starts at 5:30 p.m. I believe that one is Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. It is, Penguins Flyers, Wednesday the 13th, 5:30 p.m.
Ooh.
Canadians Maple Leafs, 7 p.m.
Ooh.
Blackhawks Lightning, 8 p.m. Canucks Oilers, 10 p.m. And Blues Avalanche, 10:30 p.m.
Ooh.
So that's all on the 13th, and then I think most of the rest of the league will play on the 14th.
So I'll tell you, I'm going to be absolutely hammered that day.
Yeah. Oh, little plug here. I'm going to be around Wednesday night. I'll probably be on Instagram Live. So this will drop on Monday night. So you'll get this. Hopefully you'll listen Tuesday morning. And if you feel like dropping by, I'm going to be on Instagram Live watching the game. I'm going to see if Billy can hook us up and get like some kind of scoreboard because we can't actually show footage of the game, which kind of sucks. But you watch the game, I watch the game live with you. It's kind of fun. We can chit chat. You can tell me I suck, and we'll see if we can keep a scoreboard up so you can be up to date with me.
Yeah, he wanted to do it, and we're kind of discussing it about Twitch. Can't do it on Twitch. Discord is a no-go.
I think Instagram Live is the best way, or like Facebook Live, but I'm not really big on Facebook. So.
Yeah, I could definitely do it on Instagram, but again, maybe just talk. Talk to him.
Shoot the shit.
Yeah, shoot
we'll
the
talk
shit.
hockey.
And just
Anyone
talk
that wants
about
to swing in.
Mm-hmm. So, I think we've pretty much. What else do we got? I feel like we went through everything we had this week.
Yeah, basically. The only other thing I had was the other big thing was Matt Barzal holding out. The Islanders don't really have the money to pay him anyways. I think they said they had like $3.9 million left in cap space. He's going to want at least like $8 million.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen there. That guy's a stud. So they should figure something out at least before just
walk.
going on. You know, right? Imagine.
There's a lot of teams going to want him.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of teams that are going to need him too with COVID and everything.
Oh, God. I didn't think about that.
Right.
Especially teams with like good cap space too. Be like, you want 8, but we'll give you 12 or something like that.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll go over that.
Yeah, right. One thing I had. I hate my PlayStation username, so when I get the PS Plus, I think I'm going to...
Care to say what it is?
No, it's literally like my full fucking name for some reason. Because I'm a weirdo, and I wear sunglasses at night. I hate my PlayStation username, so I think I'm going to change it to just, if we can, Posttopostpod, and then that'll be our account to play people online and just dust them on.
That sounds good.
You know, something like that. I can give you the login.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I also got the. I also have the Elgato HD60, so I can plug our PlayStation in on this laptop, and we can stream on Twitch here.
In front of the screen.
In front of the screen, and we could stream us playing.
So I could just bring the PlayStation down here. We could do it.
Yep, we could do it. All I have to do is just bring in the Elgato, so we can jump on Twitch.
We should. Dude, we should get the Twitch up and running, get it going, and then, like we said, February, I'll dust you, and you can pay Billy for a month.
I talked to you. I played this morning, like early this morning, and you don't play in a few days, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God,
you lose it. You're like, holy crap, this is fast.
So,
but then you're in it, and it's like the game's slow mo.
Oh yeah, but once we actually get this thing going, I'll be practicing.
Yeah.
A little too much. I'm sure I'll be here like Fridays, be like, oh yeah, I didn't really do any research this week.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably like throw on NHL and literally just play that instead, and then just come down here like, I just whoop Matt's ass 3 games to none.
That's the podcast for the week.
Here's the scores from the week. You're gonna think we have NHL games.
Hey,
it's me and Matt.
Yeah. So we're done. We're pretty much done with what we want to talk about. But last week, which we didn't get into because we didn't have that much time, we're wrapping up the Northern Division. We did want to talk about the future of the podcast and what we wanted to do. Do you care to have a take on that, or do you want me to talk about it with like upgrades?
Yeah, you go ahead. You go for it.
So, this is episode 7. We're recording now, and what we've realized is
we're recording now. That gives them no insight. This is episode 7. We're recording now.
Oh yeah, good shit. That.
We're recording Friday.
I'm looking at
January 8th.
Yep, January 8th, 11:30 p.m. We're recording. Sorry. And again, this is episode 7, and we've realized through, especially after uploading to Apple Podcasts and Spotify, that Apple seems to be like the bigger.
So Matt saw that we have 45 downloads on Apple. You think it's the bigger? I wish there was a better way to look at it. Like, obviously YouTube has the most views, but they count every click and like play as a view.
Yeah.
Spotify, I would think, is neck and neck with Apple, but Apple for some reason like defaults instead of the play button, there's like a download button.
Mm-hmm.
And on Spotify, they would kind of hide that because it's really just for like if you aren't gonna have cell service, you can download the show and you can listen to it when you don't have service.
Right.
So I don't really know what the metrics are, but. So obviously no one's downloading.
No.
Just Apple. There were like 50 downloads, which is kind of nuts.
Which is nuts. So like again, well, for downloads, I guess it's just skyrocketing. But with that said, these are all like kind of. I went kind of all out with. I wouldn't say all out, but like balls to the wall with like beginner stuff. You would say, right?
Yeah, you did your research, but we shaved some corners, right?
Yeah, we shaved some corners, and one being is these mics, and doing research on these mics, they actually, from what I've seen and studied on them, they're very close to the Shure SM7Bs, which you'll see on like the Joe Rogan podcast, a bunch of like high-end podcasts. You'll see these. If you look at the mics, those are them. And I've been doing more research on them, and I don't know what video I saw, but like I saw another video comparing these mics and the Shure SM7Bs, and it's night and day. But then again, these are beginner mics, so for the future of the podcast, what we're trying to get to is updating these mics, and we're gonna go for those Shure SM7Bs to sound better, especially for everyone who's gonna be listening to us via Spotify and Apple. We don't want to, we don't want to sound like shit with these mics. They sound okay, but if we get better mics, it'll be better for everyone, better quality. So that's, I honestly think that's next on the list is just better mics.
Yeah.
We do want to get
a couple different camera angles, I think you said too.
Yeah, a couple different more cameras for more camera angles. I do like the video podcast because a lot of it is just us kind of explaining things too. So if you want, like,
we've had people reach out and say like, "Oh, thanks for adding these pictures. It really helps me keep up with who's who and what's what in the league."
Right, exactly. And we did want, sorry, more cameras, just to make it feel more professional. Like when I'm talking, it'll just be like camera on me, and when Chris talks, camera on him, type of thing. So we do have upgrades and a future for this podcast that we're working on currently right now.
We're also working to get the guests lined up, get a third mic. So I think, like Matt's saying, those things are going to come first, and then we'll end up getting guests on. We need to work out our own kinks first. Yeah?
Right, exactly. Guests for sure. I can't wait to have guests. I think that's going to be very fun.
I'm starting to get more and more people lined up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot more of the work getting guests than I don't
know about that. I think you've been working a lot harder than I have.
No, for guests.
Yeah.
I'd say for guests, it's been you, because all of a sudden you'll get. I'll get like a Discord or.
Yeah, I don't think I sent you the newest one. I might have told you over the phone, but we're not going to talk about it yet.
No,
we're going to wait.
But I can't wait. I think I'm happy right now. We're on episode 7. I honestly think we're getting better and better each episode, from episode to episode. I think once we start getting the new mics, we're gonna sound better, and we're gonna go for there. But
new cameras maybe take a couple pounds off too. Maybe we'll look better.
Yeah, maybe we should just go to the gym. Yeah, maybe we should just stop drinking. That'd be it.
No, that's not it.
That's not gonna happen. Yeah, it's keeps us hydrated from staying inside all the time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ready to move on from that.
I'm ready to move on.
Last week, we had a couple things that we wanted to cover this week, season preview being one of them. So, what is your expectation for this season for the COVID divisions? So, we have the East Division, Bruins, Islanders, Rangers, Devils, Flyers, Washington, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo.
I know we talked about this before in the Eastern Division, and I think we literally talked about it that episode. But with Chara gone, I think that kind of switches things up. But I still hate to sound like a Boston fanboy, but I still think Boston still takes that division.
I've actually changed my opinion. I'm seeing Philly take it.
You're seeing Philly?
I'm seeing Philly, Boston, and then Washington. If Washington's big issue is going to be their goaltending. I've said it a million times, but I think it's Philly, Boston, Washington.
Philly, Boston, then Washington. I think I'm with you on Washington. Washington's always been a thorn on our sides, though. Who do they got? Every time I think Washington, I think Holtby, but Holtby's gone.
It's we just talked about Sam Stonov and
Vitek.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's what I mean. That's a big question mark. So we both agree Washington and Boston, right?
Right.
I said Philly.
Right.
There's 4 teams that we need to pick to make playoffs. I just want to see what this looks like if you want to do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go the Islanders again. No Matt Barzal. I'm still going to do it. I'm going to go the Islanders. So you need 2 more teams. You pick Washington, Boston. So you have the Islanders, Rangers, Devils, Flyers, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo.
Oh man. God. So to break it down, I don't think Pittsburgh is. I feel like they're in their. I know they have like Crosby and everything, but I think they seem to be in the middle of like a goalie drought like tandem, trying to figure that out. So I don't think, unless they surprise me, I don't think Pittsburgh is going to go anywhere. If anything, I think Devils.
New Jersey, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Now you just need 1 more.
And I'll go with you on the Islanders. I think I'll take the Islanders too.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just writing it down so we have it for next week. I mean, for the end of the season, like I want to look back at this. Like it's not serious, you know. It's just what we think right now.
Right.
So you said Washington, Boston, New Jersey, and Islanders.
Right.
And I said, Jesus Christ, figure it out. Washington, Boston, Philly, and Islanders. Okay. Now moving down to the Southern Division. Central Division.
Right.
We have. Dallas is in the Central Division now. So it's Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning, Carolina Hurricanes, Nashville Predators, Dallas Stars, Chicago Blackhawks, Detroit Red Wings, and Columbus Blue Jackets.
I mean, Tampa.
Yep, Tampa.
Tampa's gonna smoke.
There's like nothing's changed. It's just the same group, you know.
It's insane.
So it's Tampa.
It's just Tampa. There's gonna be no one else.
It's Columbus. In my eyes.
All right, Columbus. Yeah, you're right.
So from there, Detroit, Chicago, dumpster fires.
Right.
Dallas, Nashville, Carolina, and Florida.
Dallas right now doesn't look good. You said Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Carolina. And Florida, you said?
Yep. So your options left. You said Carolina. So it's Florida, Nashville, Dallas.
I'll take Nashville.
Nashville. All right. So you have Tampa, Columbus, Carolina, Nashville.
Right.
Is that like in order, or is it just 4?
I'll do Tampa, then Nashville,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Columbus, Carolina.
And then Columbus, Carolina. Yep.
Okay. And last division: Washington, Boston, New Jersey, New York.
What did I have it? Sorry.
Washington, Boston, New Jersey, New York. Islanders.
I'll do Boston,
Mm-hmm.
then Washington, then New York. And then
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Okay. Just fixing this up real quick. Okay. I have Tampa, Columbus. I'm going to put Dallas in the mix. I'm going to go Florida. Make it different. So I'm going to go last division, Washington, then Boston, then Philly, then the Islanders.
I think Florida has a
Wow.
shot.
I have... No, that's wrong. I'm sorry. I have... Jesus Christ. Philly... Boston, Washington, Islanders. And this division, I have Tampa, Columbus, Florida, Dallas. All right. Anything else right now? Or we move on to the West?
Let's go around to the West.
All right. In the West, San Jose, LA, Anaheim, Vegas, Arizona, Colorado, Minnesota, and St. Louis.
Good teams. God, I don't want to sound. I'm with the.
You want to pull it up yourself too, right?
Yeah,
It's tough doing it like from me just rattling them off. I have mine done. Do you want mine, or do you want me to wait so you have yours?
No, I got this.
Yeah, I mean, in my eyes, this is my breakdown. I'm not giving you what I'm picking. California as a whole doesn't look good. Minnesota, they've always been such like 6th, 7th seed, you know. Colorado's a wagon, Vegas wagon. Arizona's looking good, and St. Louis is looking good, you know. So, I type in COVID divisions NHL,
COVID divisions NHL,
and then I go to images and it pops up. It's that same map, so you guys can follow along the same one we've been using. Nope.
Right. Same thing.
Yeah, that works.
All right, here we go. Oh, this is easier. Oh,
And they have it right too, which is good. Okay, cool.
All right. Oh God, it's. I know it's gonna sound weird, but it's kind of a toss-up between St. Louis and Vegas.
For the top.
For the top, I'll take. Oh man, they made some moves here. I'll take Vegas first, and St. Louis, and then for the other two, I'll say Anaheim, and God, I'm looking at Arizona, but I'm trying to remember who they have.
Darcy Kemper in that.
Darcy Kemper in L.A. It's not looking good. I'll go with, did I already say Minnesota?
Nope, you want Minnesota?
Yeah, Minnesota.
All right. And you have Vegas, St. Louis, Anaheim, Minnesota. You want them in that order?
Yep.
Vegas first, St. Louis second, Anaheim third, Minnesota fourth. I picked Vegas first, Colorado second, St. Louis third, and Arizona fourth. So two very different picks there.
Right.
Here we go, North Division.
This is going to be interesting.
Ooh, know what else I want to do too?
What?
This is going to seem like a bit much, but we have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I want to look at all 5 games on Wednesday, and I want us to each pick.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, something to do at least.
I don't think it should just be us either. If you're listening to us, jump
Send
on
your
our
picks in.
Discord, send your picks in.
Yeah, pick the 4 from each division that's going to make playoffs.
Rank 1 through 4.
Yeah, and then also pick all 5 games on Wednesday night. Who you think's going to win? I mean, no reason to do the score, right?
No, you can upload it on your Instagram and tag us so we can see it on Instagram.
Tweet
you can
us.
jump on our Discord, tweet us or whatever. And that'd be a cool thing to go through at the end of the season, mid-season. Just be like, where everyone's at.
We'll have it all saved and everything,
That'd
so
be
it'd be a
cool.
cool little thing to
Yep.
see. All right, so lastly, there's only 7 teams in this division. 4 of them make playoffs. Canada, the North Division. Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal.
I want to know what you go.
Definitely Toronto.
Right.
I am very hopeful for Ottawa this season, actually. I think the Vancouver Canucks are definitely set up for success. And I don't think Winnipeg's going to do it. I don't think Montreal is going to do it. I see either Calgary or Edmonton. It kind of depends on where they end up with this battle. Also, another thing that we haven't even mentioned is what COVID might do to any of these teams.
Right.
But Edmonton is where I'm going. So I'm going to go Edmonton 1, Toronto 2, Vancouver 3, and Ottawa 4.
I might blow your mind right now. I'm going to say Winnipeg 1.
Oh, wow.
Right. I'm going to say Winnipeg 1. It's a toss-up between Toronto and Vancouver now. I'll say Vancouver number 2,
Mm-hmm.
Toronto 3, and Calgary 4.
All right, you want them in that order?
I want them in that order.
All right. Vancouver 2, Toronto 3, Calgary 4.
The only reason I have Winnipeg 1, great team. Hellebuck, I think is going to be really good. Vancouver now with Holtby and net. I think you're going to see a bit more. I think you're going to see better
put them
games out
higher.
of Vancouver.
I should have put them higher. Put them third.
That's what I was thinking. And Toronto, I have 3. Freddie Anderson's been an absolute beast in net, and you have now Joe Thornton with the 2 top guys in the league right now, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be that veteran that's going to show him the way. That for the past few seasons now, they've been like these young kids kind of doing whatever, but I think Joe Thornton's going to be there and be like, hey, I've been in this league longer than you've been alive, kid. This is how it's done. And I think you're going to see Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews, even though they great players now, just become way more mature than they already are throughout playing with Joe.
Now, before you leave that, last thing I want to do, I want to do 1 team from each division to make it into the conference finals out of these 4, and then I want who's winning the cup. That's it.
Okay.
So you have Washington, Boston, New Jersey, New York in the East. Who's coming out of that to go to the conference finals?
I'll say Boston.
Boston. I am going to say Philly.
Okay.
Philly's my team. All right, Central. You have Tampa, Nashville, Columbus, Carolina, in that order.
Tampa.
Right.
I love Nashville. Love them. Love the Preds.
Yeah.
It's just once Tampa's in that mix, they've been They've been balls to the wall for.
I'm going to go Tampa as well there. In the West, Vegas, St. Louis, Anaheim, Minnesota.
Who did I have? Sorry.
Vegas, St. Louis, Anaheim, and Minnesota.
God. It's one of those that I picked that maybe a Columbus Blue Jacket. You know how they come out of left field.
You always got to pick an upset. I think
maybe Minnesota will just come out.
You think so?
Yeah,
that's what you want.
Yep.
Okay. I have Colorado coming out of that. And in the North, you have Winnipeg, Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary.
So Winnipeg, Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary. Who's going to come out of that? The problem is you haven't seen Holtby play with I'll say Winnipeg.
Okay. I was thinking similar things. Edmonton, I don't think that they have the playoff experience to get there. Toronto is they're going to get bounced in the first round again, and I don't think Ottawa has it. So I'm sending Vancouver. Okay. And who do you have winning the cup this year? For your 4 picks out of those conferences, you have Boston and Philly. I don't know who's playing who, so let's just say Boston, Philly, Minnesota, and oh no, sorry,
I don't have Philly up there.
I'm sorry, I was reading the 4. For your 4, you have Boston, Tampa, Minnesota, and Winnipeg.
Boston, Tampa, Minnesota, Winnipeg.
We don't know who's playing who, just who could win the cup out of those 4, you think?
But I think I could positively say Minnesota will be taken out. Winnipeg, I don't know.
So you're left with Winnipeg, Tampa, and Boston.
Yeah, I don't think Winnipeg's going. So it'll be another Tampa Bay, Boston stuff. And I think, oh man, that's gonna be rough. God, that's gonna be a great series if that happened. Depending on
that's the thing. We don't know if they're playing in the conference finals or if they're gonna play in the cup because of the way they've chopped these teams up.
Exactly. But if it were to happen,
it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see them play for the cup. That can't ever happen.
No.
It
would have to depend on the new, because we just talked about Boston, and with Chara leaving, the kids here are just upping their minutes here as defensemen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a whole new season of them just kind of getting used to those minutes. And then once you get into one, this is a short season to begin with, and just to jump into playoffs, which is a whole different thing. Is they have to get used to those minutes real quick, and they have to jump into the playoffs like they've been playing those minutes for seasons. So I'll take Tampa Bay on that one.
Tampa for the cup. So that leaves me with Philly, Colorado, Tampa, and Vancouver. That'd be wild to see Holtby get the cup in Vancouver. I'm going to let Colorado get one.
Imagine?
Yeah, that'd be sick, right? I'm going to let Colorado get one.
Those Quebec Nordiques jerseys?
Yeah, I'm going to let them take it. So, yeah, like we said, hit us on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you can find us, Discord, anything. Let us know your picks, and we'll jot them down with ours and see what you think.
That was cool. Did you just randomly come up with that?
Yeah, we had our season predictions, so I figured we would just get all the way into it. As much as the past couple weeks, we've mentioned it a couple times, but we've taken the cop out of COVID. We don't know what's going to happen, what's it going to look like, blah blah blah. We now know what the league looks like, what the basically rules are, how it's going to look. So screw it. We gotta get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had one more thing. Shit. Yeah. I think that's all I had for that.
Okay.
The other thing that I wanted to ask you about is how was Brent Burns on Vikings?
So this is gonna sound blasphemous. Me and my girlfriend loved it. We finished the whole season finale. And Brent Burns was it's so funny watch. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's so funny watching Brent Burns in that show because he already looks like a Viking to begin with. So for him to just be in there, just oh, they didn't do anything to his character. They just was hey, you look good enough.
Put on some fur coat.
Put on a fur coat, and there you are. For anyone who didn't watch it, he had one line in that show.
Was it a speaking line, a long one? Or?
It was it was a speaking line.
Oh,
but
cool.
He was in it a lot. King Harold came in. King Harold is one of the bad guys.
No spoilers, right?
No spoilers, but he Brent Burns' character joined him, and he becomes like one of King Harold's like sidemen. So he's in there a lot, but you see him a lot in the show. But like he only has one in the 2 episodes. He has one line, and I don't want to spoil anything, but go watch it. And this is gonna sound blasphemous because at the end, when it ended, I looked at Tara. I'm like, not like a lot. I enjoyed this not more like a lot more, but a little more than I did Game of Thrones.
You enjoyed Vikings a little more than
Game of Thrones
because of how the last season went with Game of Thrones, or overall?
I think.
Or was that not even a thought? Was it just Game of Thrones as a whole?
I think just Game of Thrones as a whole. I think Vikings. I enjoyed Vikings more as a whole than I did Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, that last season was
brutal, wasn't it?
That was absolutely brutal.
They just butchered it. They spend like the one thing that bothered me was like, no spoilers, but like seasons 1 through 7, it took characters forever to get places. In season 8, it's like, bam, we're here, bam, we're here, bam, we're here.
I noticed that, like literally right.
They were
after
just like, we have to wrap it up. We're done.
Right after the first episode, like all of a sudden, all these characters that were like in Westeros or whatever were like, oh, we're right here in the north with you guys. Like,
we're here.
How'd they get here?
Quick.
It was too quick.
Yeah.
Vikings, it wasn't quick, but they did have a few episodes like in the toward like the end of the season finale that they're wouldn't say fully rushed, but there's a few things that were kind of rushed to like really push things going.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, the Vikings is actually based on actual. There's a story of Ragnar and his sons. And like in the Vikings, so it's based on like actual like tales of him, and
that's pretty cool.
They did a great job with it. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you do watch the show, I definitely give it a chance because I think I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. It's one of those.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You never watched it before?
No, I'm not a big TV movie guy. I kind of just do my thing. Mostly like NHL Network, I'll leave on the TV. If I do watch a show, it's like I watch the whole thing, and that's like what's on the list. Like I finished X-Files a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
It was like a random show to watch, but I watched every single episode. It was really good,
I loved. Yeah, go back to the Vikings. I love the Vikings to begin with. Like these war machine.
They
guys
just pull up, dude.
Just,
They just pull up on these boats. They're like, yeah, this is our place.
This is it. I don't care if I die. We're gonna like ravage everyone.
Yeah.
So it was that type of because there. Some of the scenes that they have, battle scenes and everything, like you felt like you were inside there. I was ready to just like grow my hair out and have like a horn thing that they have, and just not drink a beer, and just like kill everyone for Valhalla. You know what I'm saying?
Savage, dude. Savage. Actually, one thing, I'm not big on like superheroes and stuff. We started doing the Marvel universe, and we're watching them in the order that they recommend you watch it. Like, so we're watching like Captain America first, and then we watched Iron Man 2.
Nice.
Next one up, I think, is like The Incredible Hulk.
Nice.
But we're gonna watch them all the way through. I haven't seen any Endgame, anything like that, So
I'm the guy to talk to.
That'd be cool.
So, big MCU guy. Like back when it originally first started, back when I was in high school, like when Iron Man 1 came out, Captain America came out. Me and my friends would.
Iron Man was pretty hilarious too.
Iron Man 1 was good.
He's like he's a funny guy.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. played a great Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
So like it would be after school, we'd go down to the Commons there. Is it just called the Commons
in Boston?
Yeah, the AMC Commons. Is that what it's called?
No, I wouldn't call it the AMC Commons. I would say like Boston Garden or the Commons. Yeah,
Commons. Yeah, they have a movie theater there. So we used to go after school and go there. And a lot of times it was when DC was kind of ruling. The films like Batman, Dark Knight, and everything, and then all of a sudden, like you got
Marvel
Iron Man
came out of
and
nowhere,
Marvel
yeah.
kind of came out of nowhere. So, when it came out, we had a routine where we all got together and watched it, and we kept that through the 10 years. The 10 years that Marvel, like we kept that throughout the 10 years.
That's
of the
really cool,
MCU.
though. That's awesome.
So when movies came out, it was me, my friend Matt, and sometimes my friend Brandon. We'd chat it up and be like, all right, we're gonna go see this movie that time. So everything leading up to Endgame was, and I think Matt. I have a lot of the movies, but Matt's got like those special edition like box sets of like
Savage.
all the Blu-rays. So if you need any of the movies to watch,
yeah, you know what? I think I am gonna take your offer on that. We were trying to find the Incredible Hulk, and there's a bunch of different ones, but we can't find the one that we want to watch without paying for it. And like I was telling you earlier, we have like all the subscriptions. Like we got Netflix, we got Hulu, Prime Video, Disney Plus. You know.
You just the only Incredible Hulk you need to watch is the one with Edward Norton.
Yeah, that's the one. I think.
That's the best
I think
one.
that's like the Incredible Hulk is
That's
the name of it, right?
Incredible Hulk. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure we have it. That was the Incredible Hulk is weird because it was MCU, but it was kind of like, MCU has like their storyline, and it was in the beginning, so it was like the MCU was just like, do we keep this here? Like, do we revamp this or whatever? So
right.
So yeah, I got everything for you. If you need to talk about
cool.
stupid MCU stuff, I'm your guy.
Cool, bro.
So should we wrap it up after that?
Yeah, I think we're good. We ran just on time, I'd say. We got a shot to take. Once again, shameless plug. Come join me on Wednesday, January 13th, and watch. I think I'm gonna do. Ooh, actually, that's what I need to decide right now. What game are we gonna watch, folks? We are gonna watch. I feel like 5:30 is too early on a Wednesday for me.
Yeah,
I think my wife would kill me.
8 o'clock ish. Find
Right.
like a
Yeah,
7:30,
that's what I
8
think.
o'clock game. Everyone will watch. 5:30 is too.
Let me go back.
Did you text me the schedule?
I did. Yeah, I have it. I was just too far up in our text.
Oh damn.
Too many memes. Yeah, why not? Let's let Matt pick. Am I gonna do Canadians Maple Leafs at 7, or are we gonna watch Blackhawks Lightning at 8?
Canadians Maple Leafs.
Canadians Maple Leafs, 7 o'clock Wednesday, January 13th. Join me on Instagram Live, Post to Post Podcast.
Yep.
Is that our at?
Post to Post Pod.
Post to Post Pod. And
Am I wrong?
I'll be live. And if anyone wants to join me,
sorry, I could be absolutely wrong because our Gmail I think is Post to Post Pod. That's what you get for not doing everything. Yeah, it's Post to Post Podcast is the Instagram. Go follow us.
slap us a follow. Join me on the live feed. Tell me I suck.
Right. The description for there'll be a link in the description below on the YouTube.
Oh, we didn't do that actually while we're here. Let's give our that's what I missed on the picks aspect. What are your picks for Wednesday opening night? Who's winning the games? Remember? And we're gonna ask the viewers too.
Let's do that.
So we have Pittsburgh and Philly going up the 5:30 game.
Pittsburgh, Philly. Oh, it's gonna be good. I'll take Philly.
Matt's taking Philly. I'm gonna take Philly as well. Montreal and Toronto.
Toronto.
I'm gonna take Montreal.
Okay.
Blackhawks and Lightning.
Lightning.
I'm gonna take Lightning. Canucks Oilers. That'll be a good game.
That'll be a good game. I'll take Oilers.
I'm gonna take the Canucks.
Okay.
And Blues Avalanche to round out the night. Very late, 10:30 start.
Blues.
Actually, that's not late. That's normal West Coast game.
That's gonna be another good game. Blues. I'll take Blues.
I'm taking Avalanche. So we agreed on Philly over the Flyers and Tampa over Chicago, and the other games we've split.
Right.
If you have some picks you want to add in, just hit us up. Twitter, Instagram, Discord, wherever you want.
Again, Discord's been great. We've had a few fans on there that it's been easier to talk to. You've been on there,
yeah,
for the most part.
Yep, from all over too. I think there's a guy from Texas that's enjoying our podcast, which is nice. It's cool to see.
Spreading out. Yeah. Again, like all the link to all the descriptions for the Facebook.
Get the link tree, right?
Will be in the link tree in the description for YouTube.
Our Facebook page blew up too. We got almost 130 likes already. It's been like a week.
That's nuts.
Wild, right?
That's crazy. So for when we do the Spotify and Apple, we go off a website that we post our audio on, and it from there distributes to both. So I can only edit like the descriptions and everything from there. So when I went on to our Apple and Spotify, the Linktree URL is on there, but you can't click it. So I got to figure out a way to figure that out. But you can just like you can just copy and paste that onto a URL onto the website. What do they call that? The search bar, and just it'll bring it up for you guys. So we'll try to figure that out to make it easier for you guys. We did want to end this off. Want to end it off with a new thing we want to talk about?
Yeah.
If there's anything you want to hear, sorry, we kind of figured this out like last second before this, and we thought it was a great way to end this because I think instead of just sending both of us off. I think we want to get everyone that
Involved.
watches us. And
We want to
hears
interact
us
with you guys.
involved.
You know?
Exactly.
That's our big goal.
So if there's anything you guys want to hear or talk about, or any comments on the show,
Anything you want us to talk about, just send us the video, the link, anything, whatever you want.
Anything you want to talk about. If something happened that we didn't talk about that you want to bring up, and we can all talk about it together, put it up in the Discord, or message us on Instagram. Again, we had Twitter, Discord, Facebook, YouTube, and our Gmail. Again, it's all in the link tree description below. And we love hearing from you guys. And it's been a fun ride. 7 episodes.
7 episodes today.
And
Cheers
more to
to
come.
that.
Cheers to come.
All right.
Let's
I have
do it.
Jameson Caskmates today, Irish whiskey IPA edition.
He's doing the big boy stuff. I got the last fireball. I figured I might as well end that off before we.
I'm gonna need water to chase this.
It's less of a man. You give me shit for the moonshine, and now you're chasing Jameson with water.
Had a long day.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So did you, right?
Cheers,
Cheers
fellas.
buddy.
So good. Not liking it.
That might be coming up.
The JMO cast makes is it's different. It's like IPA JMO. It's weird.
That might be coming up.
You think so?
Yeah, we gotta go. Let's sign off.
All right, guys. Once again, love you all. Definitely. What's the one I'm trying to
Sign off. Like and subscribe. We love you.
Love you. Bye, guys. Have a good
See
night.
ya.
See ya.